We have blast off. We have blast off.
Blast off.
Yeah, yes, we are live. There are people listening to us. Now what do we do? Oh my
Good morning,
God,
everybody.
it's a webinar. I remember when I did my first webinar. I remember the absolute first webinar. You know, with pure terror, I hit the "Let's go live" button. Then I'm sitting there going, "Okay, now what do I do?" It's really funny how we all go through this stuff. These fears, you know, fear of video, fear of webinars. I hope everybody's having a magical day. That was for your that was intentionally said for your sake too, just in case you haven't done your first webinar yet and are sitting there wondering whether you should ever do one and what it's really like. It's really no big deal, right? Today's magical lesson is about the heart, but before we do today's magical lesson, I would like to do something else. I'm going to break the routine just a little bit, and I'm going to play for you 4 minutes of a video that Joe Dispenza did. So I'm going to assume that you can all see my screen.
Yeah, I'll let you know if we can't. And
Okay.
Joe Dispenza is incredible.
So I'm going to play you 4 minutes of this. The volume's up. So here we go.
That they need to get better. It's innately within us. So then there's blends of chemicals and changes in chemicals that begin to affect our body dramatically. 10 minutes of gratitude a day begins to release a chemical called immunoglobulin A, the primary defense against bacteria and viruses in the body.
And this is good too for manifesting, like here we're talking a bit more body, and we'll get more a little bit later, but this is applicable too to manifesting our dreams, right? In this reality, it's the same thing, right?
It's the exact same thing. It's just where you place your attention. So if you're talking about manifesting your dreams, well, it only requires two things. It requires a clear intention. An intention is a vision, a possibility. The moment you say, what would it be like to be healthy? What would it be like to be wealthy? What would it be like to have a new home? What would it be like to have a great job? And you get this idea in your mind. That's intention. Then you write down the details. Okay, I want to travel around the world. I want to have great benefits, great insurance. I want to work with really cool people. I want to have a chance to be creative. And you list all of those individual elements to fortify your dream. The more you get clear on those details, the more your brain begins to work in new ways. Anytime you make your brain work differently, you're changing your mind. Now, the moment you get inspired and you begin to feel what it would be like to live in that future, your body is getting a chemical sampling, an emotional sampling. It's getting a taste of the future.
That's addictive.
And that should be the new addiction.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you try. There's no wishing, there's no hoping. Hope is a beggar. It has to then open your heart. You have to move into an elevated state. This place, heart center, is the center of creation. So an example, in our advanced workshops that we do around the world, we start every meditation where people begin to become heart centered. They place their attention in their heart. They begin to breathe through that center. They begin to radiate that energy of gratitude, of joy. And if they do it enough times, we've measured this, the field around their body is enhanced. They're producing a magnetic field that's connecting them to something greater. When they have that magnetic field now amplified, because this is the center that causes the field around your body to move up to 9 meters wide. The antithesis of that is when you're angry or you're aggressive or you're hating or you're judging or you're fearful, you're drawing from this field and you're turning it into chemistry, and the field around your body shrinks. Now you're more matter and less energy, you're more particle and less wave. You're separate from possibility, you're separate from the field. But when you begin to open that heart and you're amplifying your energy, you're amplifying that magnetic field, then that energy is carrying the thought, carrying the intention. And when you combine that, you are broadcasting the signature into the field. And whatever you broadcast into the field is your experiment with destiny. So then most people then walk around in their life angry and upset and frustrated and suffering and victimized. Basically, they're broadcasting that signature into the field, and they wonder why their prayers aren't answered. Because in order to do this properly, you have to get up as if your prayer is already answered. So we don't do our meditations and the work that we teach our students how to do this, to pray to have their prayers answered. We teach them how to get up as if their prayers are already answered, because now the signal has made it into the body. Signal's made it into the field. Mind has changed. The gene has been signaled. And every single day they're knocking on that genetic door. Why? Because a gene makes a protein, and the body has to physically be prepared for the event. Otherwise, it can't have it. So once they understand it, then they say, okay, I'm going to teach my body emotionally what it's going to feel like before it occurs. Now, what is the emotion you would feel if you had your dream come true? Pretty excited, joyful, inspired, incredible gratitude. What is gratitude? The emotional signature of gratitude means the event has already occurred. And if you can hold on to that emotional state of gratitude, your body is living in that future in the present moment. And that's when we begin to see the miracles happen.
Am I back?
You're back.
Is that pretty awesome?
He is a powerful man.
So, do you want to take today's lesson, Laura, or do you want me to take it?
I mean, I can take it.
Okay, go ahead.
You
And
know,
the point, of course, of that, and for those of you who want, I'll put the link to that video in the Daily Magic group, because it's a 50-minute video and we can't play it all here, but it's pretty powerful, and it really hits the point of being heart-centered and having gratitude before the event. So you're not, and it's the thing I say every Sunday morning, we don't go to church and ask God to give us things we can do for ourselves. We thank God for the things we already have. And we have gratitude in advance. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
no, you're okay. So, yeah. So Jean, I hope I'm not messing this up. Jean-Baptiste Massieu, he's a French revolutionary activist. Okay. He quotes, "Gratitude is the memory of the heart." Now, you might have figured out by now what we've been doing all along is that with any practice of gratitude that we have talked about, that we've done with the workshop, it's all about the feeling that we have. And like Joe Dispenza said, the feeling that we're looking in the future, and we're already connecting with the feeling that we already have what our desires are. And so we're grateful, and these are all different techniques of how differently we can begin to be grateful. And today's lesson is heart magic, and we're using the gratitude practice as your heart. So when you talk about you're feeling grateful, the book shares with us how to do that with our heart. So we think about, like we do our blessings, and after each blessing, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, if we take it one more step, we're going to actually imagine closing our eyes, imagine ourselves already grateful, and we imagine our heart. We imagine, it doesn't have to be outside of the heart or inside of the heart, but you just have to imagine your heart. And you're going to be closing your eyes, and you're going to be grateful for the same things that you are blessed for. And so the heart magic practice is really just designed to powerfully increase the depths of what we're being grateful for. And I think this practice is absolutely right on target with what we've been doing. We've been learning all these different, I don't want to say strategies, but we've learning all these different ways to be grateful. And this is one that's super powerful because we're grateful, but now we want to make sure that we're increasing it by utilizing our heart and visualizing it's coming right from our heart. So there are several things that you can do to help you get heart magic down pretty quickly. You can put your right hand on the area around your heart to keep your mind focused there while you say the words, thank you. Or you can even imagine the magic words, thank you, are coming out of your heart rather than out of your mind. So once you've practiced heart magic a few times and feel a huge increase in the depth of what you're feeling, and with gratitude, it's all about the depth of the feeling, because the deeper the feeling and the greater abundance that we'll receive. So today's lesson, we're going to count our blessings. So we make our list of 10 blessings, we write them out, and we go back and we say thank you, thank you, thank you. But we're going to focus our mind and our attention on the area around our heart. So close your eyes, and while keeping your mind focused on your heart, mentally say the words, thank you. Now, back in, I think it was practice 13, we talked about the desires of the heart. Bless you.
Sorry.
And that's okay. And so they said, take your top 10 desired list and practice heart magic by reading each desire, then closing your eyes, focusing your mind on the area around your heart, and slowly saying, thank you. Say it again, thank you. And then just before you go to bed tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that happened during the day today. And if it's better, put your hand over your heart or just visualize. Close your eyes when you do that and use heart magic and be grateful deep, deep down in your heart. And things are going to change very quickly.
For me, putting my hands over my heart really helps. One of the other things that, if you're in a state of peace, in a state of gratitude, in a state of thankfulness, your heart is calm. It's beating rhythmically. It's beating slowly. If you're in a state of anger, anxiety, your heart rhythm actually can get disrupted. So, I find placing my hands over my chest, closing my eyes, and saying thank you. And this, by the way, folks, is why so many people struggle with affirmations. Because in order to invoke the law of attraction, we have to get our emotions involved. You can't just stand in front of a mirror and read a piece of paper. It is no value. But you to the extent that you can involve your emotion, and the exercise of going back, like I went back, my list of 10 things. Well, I want a new RV. So I went back to my list, I want a new RV, and I closed my eyes, put my hand over my heart, and I say thank you, thank you, thank you in advance to the universe for bringing me my new RV, and I can see it, feel it, touch it. I can stand next to it. I can climb into it. I can get into the driver's seat. I can imagine what it's going to feel like when I get it. And by doing that, I'm bringing it. It's coming. That's all I had to say.
Yep. So that's all we have for today. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything? Thanks, Chris, for the new office. There's a few things that we're still going to do to it, but yes, I'm very grateful for Rick. He worked really hard this weekend, and I appreciate everything that he did. It does look fabulous. So
let's light up the chat with some R's for Rick. Everybody knows what that means. Well, Chris knows what it means anyhow. People that are on Friday Night Live know what it means. Thank you, Rick.
R for Rick. Yeah.
R for Rick.
Oh, thanks for the background. So we'll be back again tomorrow, and we hope you guys had a great weekend and a fabulous Monday. And I guess that's all we have. So, oh, what are the R's for, Lexi? R for Rick, because he pretty much redid my office over the weekend. So we were just putting R's out there to, I'm in it. Yeah, we're just putting the R's out there for Rick, for gratefulness for Rick. So, yep,
All right,
there-
everybody, have a wonderful
Thanks,
day. We all done?
Yep, we're all done.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye for now.